Sports Video Group's Jason Dackman. We're at the Sports Graphics Forum in New York City at the Microsoft Conference Center. I'm here with ESPN Creative Director Tim O'Shaughnessy. Tim, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Totally.
So you were on a panel earlier today, and it's something that we've talked about over time. Look, we're in an age where whatever you create, it's not just for the big screen, right? It's not just for the linear telecast. So from a graphics point of view, how much does that impact the way that you guys are creating elements, you guys are creating packages? How does that pipeline change to make sure you can serve all these platforms?
No, it's a great question and one I really care about. In short, I think what our ultimate goal is from a creative entity, distributor perspective, is to try to establish a relationship with our product in a way that we could diversify it slightly, but have a single element, maybe feed a handful of different devices and screens, right? So if I can eliminate redundancy by having to create the same thing 6 different ways to satisfy aspect ratios and mediums, and I can just kind of take this one element and have it service digital, have it affect marketing, have it also work for print and online execution. Now basically I can keep creating more product to extend the possibility perimeter of the creative project, but also fill all of the cups that I need to fill. You know, keep everybody happy in every area. And then you have one brand that's evolving in many places. You're doing more with less.
Yeah. And you get more done, right? Like you said, you have more time to do the fun stuff rather than creating 10 different versions of the same thing.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, ultimately the goal is you want to make really great, inspiring stuff that changes the game for your peers, for you, for the industry. And the only way you can do that is, instead of replacing the beats of a package, is to expand the way that creative property is broadcasted, used, directed, and produced. And to do that, you really need to find ways to streamline your delivery so that you can increase your volume. And you know, that's something we're doing at ESPN. We just did that with our college basketball project. Previously, we did that with college football playoff, with the rebrand that we started in November and obviously launched around the new year. And then we really started that up a couple of years ago with college football in general by trying to take something that was singular matchup based and expand it out to cover all of the potential matchups. I really think it's important to give something like Buffalo versus UTEP as much love as we give Iowa versus Penn State. And the college sports give us the volume, the high number of teams. We get the matchups that are unforeseen. It's just a scale that's not found anywhere in sports, maybe globally. So we're forced to find ways to think thin and produce large.
Right, yeah, and you being focused on that college sports product, again, you don't really have a choice. You better find something with that level of volume that you're going to be able to reuse, automate to an extent, and just make sure that it's plug and play, right?
Yeah, those things are all true, right? So if you really want to extend it out and make it feel like it's changing the game, you've got to find a way to pipeline and to expand and to increase scale. That works for the company, that works for the product. In terms of personal satisfaction of the creatives we have, and for myself, we need to reinvent that constantly or else it gets boring. So I think we're just people who are pretty good at what we do, who are a little bit bored and trying to switch up how we go about it.
Well, we're excited to see all that reinvention that I'm sure is going to come throughout the rest of this year, and then you'll redo it the next year, I'm sure, and it'll just be a constant evolution.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. There's always something to do.
Well, thanks, Tim. We always appreciate you joining us and coming to the event. For more news from the Sports Graphics Forum in New York City, stay tuned to sportsvideo.org.